I spent an entire year studying for the LSAT, and at least half of it was a complete waste of time. I started off in the low 150s and stayed there for far too long, doing textbooks that were hand-me-downs containing fake LSAT questions. Eventually, I started taking practice tests. Explanations weren't helping me. Practice tests weren't helping me either. My scores just would not go up from the low 150s. Eventually, I did every single practice test ever released. There were 40 something at the time. Now there's more than double that. Eventually, something clicked. I brought my score from the low 150s to practice test scores in the mid to high 170s and ultimately got a 175 on test day. Looking back on it, there's a lot of mistakes I made, a lot I could have done differently, and I've incorporated those insights into the study plans I create for my students at LSAT Unplugged. If you're interested in finding out more, if you're interested in getting a personalized day-by-day study plan, you can check out the links below the video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. I'm going to break this down into two parts for you today. One is if you're new to the LSAT. The second is if you've been at this for a while. And I'll say out there as a disclaimer, I occasionally encounter a student who's trying to cram it all in just a month or even a couple of weeks. Don't do it. Just don't. The LSAT is not a test that you can cram for. If your LSAT's coming up in just a week or two, I recommend postponing to allow a lot more time to achieve your fullest potential. Don't rush it for June. You could take the LSAT in August, September, October, or November and apply to law school early enough this cycle. Now, if you are brand new to the LSAT, I'm going to recommend spreading things out a bit more with the LASER approach to LSAT prep. That's my framework. The LASER approach is an acronym standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review. It's the methodology underlying all of my LSAT study plans. I recommend, of course, starting off with the learning phase, building a strong foundation, focusing on the most common LSAT question types. In logical reasoning, for example, we're talking here about necessary assumption, inference, and flaw. I would not recommend focusing on the rare question types that hardly ever come up, since every question is worth the same. In reading comprehension, focus first and foremost on getting down what is the main idea. If you're taking the LSAT in, say, October, you could devote 1 month to the learning phase, 1 month to the accuracy phase, 1 month to the sections phase, and 1 month to the endurance phase. So the LASER approach is an acronym, again, standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review. Where do we incorporate review? We mix it in throughout. So 1 month for learning, 1 month for accuracy, 1 month for sections, 1 month for exams and endurance. Then you incorporate review throughout for every question that you get wrong or have difficulty with, but learning is where we start. The A for accuracy is where you're drilling LSAT questions by type to better understand the proper perspective from which to view each section and each question type. The S phase, S for sections, that's where you're doing full individual timed sections to work on your pacing, how you allocate your time over the course of the entire section. With standard timing, you have 35 minutes per section, but not all questions are of equal difficulty, and so not all questions will take you as long as others. So in logical reasoning, for example, you have a clear order of difficulty. The questions start off relatively easier. They get harder as the section goes on. So if you're aiming for a 165 or above, I recommend doing the first 10 questions in roughly 10 to 12 minutes, building up a time bank that you can then apply to the tougher questions later in the section. Pacing is where you work on this strategy. Again, if you're taking the LSAT in October, you're working on all of this in the month 3, the S for sections in the LASER approach. Now, the fourth phase is E for exams and endurance. This is where you're doing full-length timed practice tests to build your endurance so that you're not getting fatigued by the end of section 4. There are 4 timed sections on the LSAT, 2 of them back-to-back, a 10-minute break, 2 more of them back-to-back, and that's the test. Now, if you're finding that section 4 is much lower accuracy than section 1, chances are you're getting fatigued, and this is why you want to do at least 10 full-length timed practice tests before the big day, so that test day itself feels like just another run-through. Now, the R for review, as I said, you're mixing this in throughout the study program. I have a framework for helping you review better called the Socratic Review Method. It's a cornerstone of my courses and my one-on-one coaching. But in a nutshell, the idea is that we're looking systematically at every single element of a question that you get wrong or have difficulty with to figure out which mistakes you're making and why, so that you can avoid making them again. So for logical reasoning, we're looking at the stimulus, the question stem, and the answer choices. And we're asking ourselves a series of guiding questions to figure out, where did the mistake come from? Why did you make it? and how can you figure out how to avoid making that same mistake again going forward? Because of course, you're not taking that same question again on the LSAT. You're going to have a different question with the same underlying method of reasoning, but the surface level topic may look different. So make sure that no matter what, you're incorporating review into your study process. If you'd like my help, again, links below to find out more. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.